brought up in a upper class North Shore home in Sydney. A very cloistered childhood, an only child with a German Serbian dad who was very strict and never really let me do anything. So my first taste of freedom was around that age of 21. I started to go out with a guy who was pretty much into drugs, and I didn't know how much into them at that stage, but it was my first introduction to that scene. A couple of years it was just pretty much going out and clubbing and taking a bit of coke and speed, but then it plummeted into actually seeing a dealer and dealing with him, hooking up with him, and had to basically get out of Sydney because I was fearing my life. To just run. It was always a running, that I was running from something, but I never knew what that was. It was the worst possible scenario my life could have ended up in. Living second to second with the last couple of days before being arrested, actually praying that I didn't wake up. It's then that I'd seen The Secret Millionaire show and the Destiny Haven feature was on that, and somehow miraculously I wrote down the number and then just plummeted into a psychotic state of coke and alcohol. At the end of a 2-day binge, then being arrested, it came to a head before getting to Destiny, and it was like everything that I'd run from came out. It was the only place that was going to help me, because going back to Sydney wouldn't help me. I knew being under the roof of my parents wasn't going to help me. I needed to stand on my own 2 feet in the mess that I'd created, because that was something I'd never done before, having to own what I'd done. A will to live, but I just died too. I finished the program in October 2010. My heart's cry was, God, show me what you want me to do next. I had ideas of what I wanted to do, and probably coming back and volunteering at Destiny as a full-time staff member was the least of what I had wanted to do. You realise this is where I need to let God give me my advice. And if everything was pointing in the direction of Destiny, then I had to take that leap of faith and trust that that was where He wanted me to be. When I put my hands up in the air and I said, okay God, I give it to you, this is where you want me, then I'm yours to do with whatever you want. Probably the most amazing thing is He's taught me to shut up, to be still in Him, because it's when I start with the I, me, which is so ingrained in my character that everything falls apart. But it's when I learn to be quiet in Him. It's at those times that He has grown me the most and shown me that I'm meant to be here, that I'm meant to come alongside the diamonds. I was offered to come back as assistant manager last year, and you know, I sat back and I thought, what an amazing privilege that is, alongside 2 people, Janine and Lewis, who were initially there to make me better, help in the process of making me better, growing in my faith with those 2 now alongside me is probably the most amazing thing that has happened. No matter what my past was, that if I look to God, He sees me as something that is clean and precious and new, with possibilities that I never thought that I'd be able to have again. After all of my stuff-ups in life, it's not ever lost. No matter what I think, if I'm operating in God, I can't be doing it wrong. Dying to me and letting Him be bigger.